Hi friends, my name is Megan and welcome to my 35th Flosstube episode. If you are new here, welcome. This is a channel that is mostly about cross stitch. I do have other hobbies and when I work on those I like to share them here as well. Today I have a little bit of cross stitch adjacent sewing to share with you, and I do normally get that out of the way kind of at the beginning of the video because it's always super fast. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me today. It means more to me than you know. I hope everybody has been well. Today is Tuesday, November the 8th. It's election day here in the US, and I hope everybody is finding time to get out and to vote today. I'm actually off work today, so when Erin gets home, we will be heading, our polling place is right across the street, so we'll be heading over there and doing our part as well. Not too a whole lot for life updates. I know it's been a little bit more than a month. Quentin's good. His senior year seems to be going all right. We got his senior pictures back, which is crazy to me. We are ordering his cap and gown and ordering the yearbook and doing all of the things. It's unbelievable. So he's been doing well. Erin's good. He's, at work today, unfortunately. Dog is good. She went on a big car ride with me today to go pick up Quentin at his dad's house, and now she's upstairs sleeping with him. Cats are all hanging in there, and I've been okay too. October was kind of a weird month. It got really busy towards the end. I got sick. I got a really bad cold that just really wore me down for 2 full weeks. I just wasn't tired and just not well. We had our wedding, our anniversary, and we had a little dinner party with my sisters and some friends to celebrate that. It was just it's been a month. So now we are here in November. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'll be 38 years old tomorrow, and I don't know, I'm not a big birthday person. I don't normally do anything. What I always do on my birthday actually is I let Quentin stay home from school and we watch movies together. So I guess that's what we'll be doing tomorrow as well. But like I said, I hope everybody's doing well, and I have a lot to show you. If you watched my last video, you saw I had lots and lots of plans for my Dark October stitching. If you're not familiar with Dark October stitching, it's the brainchild of Emily C. of Eclectic Possessions and Michelle of Cozy Egg. I'll be talking about again later when I show some stitching. They came up with this, I don't remember if they said it was 5 years ago or 6 years ago. I think it was maybe 5 years ago, and it's where you work on your dark and spooky stitching for the month of October. They also do it on the 13th of every month, but I'm never organized enough to participate in that as well. But I had lots of plans, and I started lots of things, and I worked on lots of things, and I finished some things too, so I've got lots of that to show you. I have a few little bits of stitchy kindness, and I have the things that came in the mail. So let's get started. Like I said, I have a little bit of sewing to share. I've been making some more project bags. And I've been really enjoying that. Some of them have projects in them, so I will show you those as we get to them, but I made this one on Sunday. I never made a bag that zips at the top before, and I really liked this, and I am kind of living for this pie fabric. I got that at Joann's, so I made that one. I made this cute little bag, and just a couple of fall ones as well. I made this one with the plaid and the floral, and then I made one that was like the opposite, and that kind of gave me some fun fall 70s vibes that I was really enjoying. So those are some of the bags I've made. I've collected a lot of fabric, so it's nice to be using them up, and those are fun. So all right, now into the stitching. So when I showed my plans last time, I showed that I had a selection of charts that I had planned, like my bigger charts that I had planned to start, and then I had a whole bunch of smaller charts that I was hoping to work through some of those throughout the month of October. So the way I kind of organized this today was I'm going to show you my my bigger starts, the ones that each got 5 days or so, first, and then I'll show you the smalls that I worked on after that. So the first thing that I worked on for Dark October stitching was Blackened Sky by the Primitive Needles. This is my very battered and loved working copy of the front. I'm sure many of you have seen that. That lives in this great Janet Jabber bag that I got in an exchange with her a few years ago. You can see how stuffed this bag is. I've got all the floss and everything in here. I'm picking the colors as I go for this pattern. I'm stitching it on a piece of 36 count Old Brown by Extra Design. And I did another block. So here's where I am. I've got an extra light over here because it's a little bit dark in this room, so the colors might be blown out a little bit, but all right. So there is the first block, the second block, and then here is the block that I completed at the beginning of October. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. This is probably going to be the fastest block. There's a lot of stitching in this project. I know this next one has a lot of big areas that will have to be filled in, but it did feel kind of nice to get one done and be moving forward on this project again. It kind of reinvigorated me a little bit. I felt like I had been a little stalled on it for a while, so it kind of got me moving on that again, and that felt really good. Excuse me. The next project that I had pulled out to work on was Halloween Barnyard by Not Forgotten Farm. And as you can see there, there is a witch riding a donkey on this pattern, and that's so cute. And there is a little dog and a little rooster. Love that. I love it. Don't tell the others, but I think this is my favorite from the whole month. This lives in this great bag by Olivia B. She's got a Etsy store called Hillside Rookery, and I believe she normally posts on her Instagram before she puts things up in her store. But this is a great squishy bag. I am stitching this on a piece of Fortnite Fabrics in 36 count. The color is Phoenix Rising. This was from their Fabric of the Month last year when I was in the shades of gray. And after about 5 days, here's where I got. Get in a little bit. So this one, I normally stitch on 36 count, 2/2 on 36 count, but I wanted to try stitching this one in hand because there were such big blocks of color to be filled in, and so I decided to do one thread instead, and I'm really liking how that looks. I did end up changing the colors on this as well. I'm sorry, I didn't bring them to show. I don't know if anybody even cares that much, but as you can see in this picture, the front of the barn and the side of the barn are two different colors, but when you use the called for colors, they're very similar, and it's kind of hard to discern the two. So I did end up changing those, and I tried one strand of black. I did one strand of black with 2 top legs. I just could not get the black the way I liked it, and then I remembered, oh duh, you've got sulky black, so I put out sulky black and started using that, and I ended up using sulky black on a lot of things over the month because I really like the coverage that it gave me. Also, if you remember when I was first talking about starting this, I thought that maybe the fabric would be a little bit wild for it, but I really think that I like this, and I have a couple of my other Not Forgotten Farm finishes over here to show you. I think that it'll look really nice. I've got a section of wall in my living room where these 4 go, and I think that this is going to look nice up there with those. So I'll show you some of these finishes. This is, I think, called Weep Not. This was on an 18 count Ada that I had dyed, kind of a modelly blue. This is Sacred to the Memory. This was another, I don't know that the camera's really picking it up, but this is another mottled blue. This one is Old Wick Burying Ground. Again, as you can see a theme. I guess this is just the style of fabric that I like for her patterns. And then one more. This is Sisters of the Broom. Again, on a, yeah, I don't know if you can really see it, but again, it's a mottled blue, mottled blue gray. So I think that's gonna look really nice on the wall up there with those, and really that's like the project that I cannot stop thinking about. So I hope to get back to that one soon. All right, moving on. The next thing I started was the Witchy Stitchers Poe the Raven cross stitch pattern, and it looks like this. It came in a box that I got, and I think she's released it since then. So, and I had this fabric, and I didn't realize that this fabric, what is it? Look at the tag here. The fabric is Dark Spell by the Primitive Hair, and I didn't realize this comes in two different cuts. It comes in like a big size and a little size, and I had the smaller of the two sizes. This project is living in this great ball bag. So I'm stitching it on that fabric using some Mosaic, excuse me, a silk hank and just in black, and just a really pretty black silk. I probably should like get that managed. But because I didn't have the big cut, because I didn't know it existed, and I already decided I was going to use up this fabric, I did end up starting this over one. And here's where I got to. I don't know what's going on with this. That thread in the middle is not secure, I'm not sure. So I did have to put a little basting stitch along the bottom. I got off somewhere over here, which made something weird over there. I don't know. Either way, I'm liking how this is turning out. I don't think this will take very long to finish up when I get back to it. The next start that I had was Barbara Anna Designs Rampant Cats Sampler, which looks like this. I like this one an awful lot. This one did not get a whole lot of love, unfortunately. This project is living in this dog bag. And I had originally, let me see if I have it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna unzip this. I know some people don't like that sound. Let me see if I have the tag for the fabric. Oh yeah, I had originally pulled out Ale by Picture This Plus, but I didn't know that the colors were going to show up very well in that fabric, so I did end up changing it, and I changed it to Barley by Color and Cotton in a 36 count. And here's where I got. So again, not too far. I didn't have a whole lot of time for I don't remember what was going on during these 5 days. This was like leading up to me getting sick. That's what it was. So I must not have been feeling great because I didn't get very far, and then I couldn't kind of like find a groove, and then by the time I kind of found my groove in this border, it was time to switch projects. After that, I started Agnes Rowlandson by Carriage House Samplings. Looks like this. And I'm doing this small version here. A little adaptation. This lives in my Emily C bag. And I'm stitching it on LFA Linen's July 2022 Linen Club in Millstone. It's a 36 count Millstone, and I'm using all of the called for DMC. Excuse me. And this is what I was stitching on when I was definitely sick, so all I got to do was work on some border. But the border is repetitive. It is the same all the way around, so it was easy stitching. It was very comfort stitching, but it was not a whole lot of stitching. I just the cold really knocked me down. I really like this fabric a lot. It's so super grungy. There's some thread on there. So I gave that 5 days, and then I started Cats on Parade by Blackbird Design. It's like this. For this, I am, oh, one second. I was in this black cat bag. It only calls for one color, 3371, I think. Well, it calls for Gentle Arts Espresso Bean or 3371. So I had 3371 in here, but I had ordered some more black sulky because I was really enjoying using it, and I got this color as well. This is, does it say? 1131, which is pretty similar to 3371. So I'm actually doing one strand of this and one strand of this, and I'm really enjoying the coverage. For that, I'm stitching it on a piece of 32 count Lugana in, this was the June Prim colorway from Ship's Manor in 2017 or 2018. I'm not sure. This also did not get a whole lot. Not a great start, but it's something. This should be easy to fill in. Once I get some of the outlines, it'll be pretty easy to fill in. And then my last like bigger start for the month, I started on Halloween, and that is Hoodoo Voodoo by the Primitive Needle. It's like this. I made a bag for this one. I made this little bat bag. I really like that fabric a lot. I stitched it on 32 count Properly Primitive by Under the Sea fabric. This was another one where I had a different fabric picked out, but then ended up changing my mind. And I stitched this in just colors from my stash. This is a really pretty red silk, also from Mosale. So just a bunch of colors from my stash. And I started it and I worked on it until it was finished. And here it is. I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. I really like this fabric. When I first got this fabric in the mail, I don't feel like this is showing very true. In person, it's much more orange than green. And I was like, I don't think I like this fabric. But now I've used it, and it was very nice to work on, and I really liked it for this project. So super happy to have that done. So I finished that maybe 2 nights ago, I can't remember. And I have actually, and I pulled out another whip that I started working on again, but I didn't bring that over, just I haven't done enough really yet to show. So you'll see that next time. So those are all of my larger projects that I did, my larger starts. I love every single one of them. I'm excited to have them all as whips, so yay. All right, so now we will get into the smalls that I worked on for the month. Typically my car stitching at lunchtime is like my monthly series that I've been working on, but for October I decided to switch it up, and I put in my bag Pineberry Lane Cats and Jacks, just like this, and there are 4 charts. Boo, Jack, Bittersweet, and Nasturtiums. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Anyways, I stitched all of them on a piece of R&R Reproductions Barb's Blend in 36 count using the called for DMC. Now the first one I did, I'm not happy. I should have put it sideways. I kind of feel like I wasted some of this linen. So here's the first one. Here are the next 2. This linen was fun to work on. I've actually got threads to snip on the back of that still. And then here is the last one. So I worked on these over the month, and each of these charts has a couple specialty stitches in them. Some is just a little bit of back stitch. This one has some back stitch and some lazy daisies, and a couple of French knots. These are really cute. I don't know that you'll be able to really see it, but all of their eyes are like facing like funny ways, like so cute. So that was my car stitching for the month. What else did I work on? This one I might, if I can find it, I'll have to insert a picture of it because I only have the chart here. This came out of a Just Cross Stitch magazine. I'm not sure if it was, oh, it's October 2016, and it's called Who's Watching by Hand Blessings. This was the fault of, oh my gosh, Andrea. Why can't I think of your channel name? Wow, it just like went directly out of my head. I'll put it right here. You know her, you love her, I'm sure. I know I do. But she stitched this, and I was watching her video, and I went and found a digital copy of the magazine, and I bought it because I liked this so much. And here is how mine turned out. Cute. It's like, to me this looks like a, I think the original was done in orange, but for me this looks like a ring cam or something. Like, who's looking at my camera? So I stitched that one. This is on 18 count black Ada, and I used this Sulky 1229. And then on the other half of this fabric, I stitched All Hallows Eve by The Good Housewife, just like this. This I just stitched in colors from my stash. And here's my finish on that. That's cute too. So I've got a little bit more fabric. Can I put something else on here? Maybe one more. That was fun. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm back. Quentin needed to take the dog out to go potty, so we had to pause for a moment. All right, so I finished All Hallows Eve, and then I pulled out Witch Hazel Sewing Coffin by Stacy Nash Primitives. Looks like this. I do have a little coffin to finish her in, and I just used again some floss from my stash and the Sulky Black. This is a piece of 32 count scrap Lugana, and that's how that turned out. This only took like a day. This was super fast and cute. So she's adorable. Another Stacy Nash that I did is the Two Crows Scalloped Pin Keep. This is just a black and white copy. I bought the PDF. I'll put a color picture in here. And I liked this because it had a template in it to make this. But I guess I need to maybe like look at the PDF again because it's like the size of the template. I'm gonna have to play with the size of the template to make it work. Anyways, I stitched this on a piece of 30 count straw using, I guess these are the called 4 DMCs. And here is the little finish of that. That was super fast as well. I do, like after the fact, I realized that I probably should have stitched this with one strand to make it, you know, more primitive, but I didn't. So this gets finished in the scallop, and then I have another project I stitched last year. This one is also supposed to be finished in a scallop too. Obviously this one is much bigger. This was a Not Forgotten Farm piece I did last October. So I need to figure out how to do that. I really want to get these finished. After that, I pulled out this Teresa Kogut pattern. I think this is the first one of hers I've ever stitched. It's her teeny cross stitch chart, Black and Jack. How cute is that? I stitched this on a piece of 18 count Fossil Ada, and I used pretty much the called for the pumpkin, but I did change the color of the cat because I wanted the cat to look like Bug Kitty, so I used this no name color and cotton. And here's my finish. How funny is that cat? I love this. To me, this is perfect. And I'm glad I found a good color for Bud Kitty for when I stitch him. I've got, in like my jar, one of my jars upstairs, I have a skein of floss that I use whenever I'm stitching something that I add Herbie Kitty onto, and I'll add this to that. That way when I'm stitching Bud Kitty, I've got his color down too. All right, after that, I started this project, but I think I'm gonna restart. I'd like your opinion. This is Pumpkins and Crows by Plum Pudding Needle Art. And I wanted mine to look, now this one I really wanted to look primitive, and so I decided to stitch it with 1 strand of floss on 28 count, but I'm not sure that I like how it's looking, so I just stopped. I stopped working on it because I couldn't make that decision. Like, I don't mind how sparse it is, so much with the bird, I don't think, but I just didn't like, I think I tried, this is one color white, this was sulky white. I think I've got 2 threads going on in the pumpkin down here. I don't know what I'm doing with this. So that's just, we'll see what happens there. So this year I was able to participate in the Dark October Seance that Emily C. and Michelle hosted. I did it last year and I was able to join again this year. I will say that I attended, but I wasn't really able to participate. I don't know why, in my stitching room, which is like the place where I've got privacy, my Wi-Fi signal is not as strong in there. And so everything was kind of on a little bit of a delay, so I never felt like I could like talk, if that makes sense. Like, you know, because conversations are moving, so if you're always a little bit behind, it was kind of hard to keep up. So that was my bad. That's nothing they did. It was a wonderful time. Even though I just sat and I stitched and I didn't really get to chat with everybody that much, it was still wonderful. I hope they do it again next year. It was great. So last year, Michelle designed everyone a few planchette options, charts if you wanted to stitch them. And so last year I stitched this one, this chart. This is 30 count Witch's Brew by R&R. And this year she did it again, so I stitched another one. I stitched her Beyond the Veil planchette. This is obviously just a black and white copy. I used the same fabric. I used the other half of that fabric, and I just used colors from my stash. And here's how it turned out. Super cute. This was very fun. So while we were all chatting, I think I got this whole circle done, and I got most of the keyhole done as well. So that was a lot of fun, and that rounded out my October stitching. That was a lot. That was a lot of stitching, but it was a lot of fun. I worked on a lot of things, and I'm excited to have as whips, and I'm excited to have finishes. I have to finish some things. I need to like fully finish some things. My piles overflow. All right, so the last bit of stitching that I'm going to show you today is I did pull out, now that we're back in November, I did pull out one of my monthly series to get back on, not on track. We're way off track with those. And it's the 13 Moons Mystery Sal by the Little Stitcher. This is another well-loved copy. I don't have like mock-ups of these that I'm able to show. Lives in, this was like the first bag I made. And I started on July. So here's January, February, March, April, May, June, and here is, oh, there's kind of threads everywhere, but what are you gonna do? Here's my little start on July's Luck Moon. I'm stitching all of these on a piece of 32 count Twilight Blue. I think it's Witchell fabric. And it is pretty stiff to start with, but it does soften up when you work with it. So I'm using the code for DMC, and then on everything except for the white of the moon, I'm using the white sulky for that. All right, so that is all of my stitching. Now I have a little bit of kindness that was sent my way. My friend Rebecca, I sent her one of my charts to borrow, and when she sent it back, she sent this really cute little postcard, and she sent me this little chart from Sassafras Samplers. It's an excerpt of Mary Ann Frayne, 1796, and the chart is on the other side, and it's of this flower here. And she sent me these great stickers as well, which are super cool. She had some of, I guess, from the same set on the outside of the envelope that she sent me, and I literally took them off and taped them to my stitching journal because they're so cute. So that was awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. And then one of the lovely ladies in my stitching group, Hannah, whose channel I will tag down below, she has been stitching the Year in the Woods series by Cottage Garden Samplings, and they are gorgeous. They are so pretty. Like, these charts look pretty. They are gorgeous in real life. I love everything that she's done with them. I love the fabric that she chose. It's just perfect. But she gave me all of the charts that she had already finished, and that was really kind of her. I had been trying to resist buying these. I was like, oh, I like them so much, but maybe I'll just wait till next year, and she just passed them off to me instead. So thank you, Hannah. I appreciate it so much. You know that. The next thing was something that I actually won. Alicia Resist Stitch and many other people were doing the fundraiser for the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two Spirits, and I had donated to her her fundraiser, and I don't know if I realized or if I maybe forgot that there could be prizes involved, and I guess she pulled my name for one of her hours, and I was able to pick from a list of designers who had donated patterns, and so I picked Modern Folk Embroidery, and I got a copy of Song of the Nightingale, which is beautiful. I was showing Aaron some patterns last night when I was setting up for this, and he was like, "Oh, start that immediately, start that immediately." He was like, "No, no, no, start this immediately." He loves that, and I do too. So I got that one, and Jacob actually had provided two, so it was that one, and then also this one, A La Rose, which is also gorgeous. All right, so all we have left now is what came in the mail, and let me just slide it over, excuse me, a little bit here. Definitely compared to some other episodes, this is not that much. Yes, so my monthly things came. My Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month came. For October, I got a color called Nantucket in a 32 count Belfast. Oh, but cuties, like right there. We'll see how this goes. Beautiful, beautiful color. I've got two of my Fortnite Fabric of the Months here to show you. I've been in the Fabric of the Month Club for 2 years now, and I don't know that I'm gonna do another one next year. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick another Fabric of the Month Club or what. I haven't decided on that yet. But I can tell you that Dreama at Needlecraft Corner is offering their fabrics as their Fabric of the Month Club for next year, so you can contact her if you're interested in that. I can attest they are wonderful to work on. I really enjoy them a lot. This one is called Fantasy. It's very nice. And this one is called Happily Ever After. I'm in the Hopeless Romantics Club right now. I really like both of these. I've been more than happy with every piece of fabric I've gotten from them. My Lindy Stitches Bird Crush Club came. There is the long-eared owl, which is awesome. I'm excited to work on these next year. And then also the violet green swallow. Whoops. I try to keep everything together. I guess some of it just fell out. Just like that. Sweet. Speaking of Stephanie from Lindy Stitches, she loved this. I love it. I placed an order with her for her sweater vest weather kit, and she sent along this little mini, which is cute. And this is what the kit looks like. It's for a little needle book. Now this is the second needle book kit of hers that I've gotten, and I haven't started one yet, so I need to work on that. That you can kind of see on the back the rest of it. and it came with all the accoutrement, I guess, except for the floss. So the linen, the backing fabric, the interfacing, and these beautiful pins. And then to go along with that, I also got a pair of cute little scissors. I love these little scissors. I have a red handled pair that I keep in my car, and Quentin was like making fun of me about them because they're so little. And then that, like, the next day these came in the mail. I was like, look, Quentin, more scissors. I love them. From my favorite bag lady, Melanie, on Stash Unloading, I got a couple of bags. I got this cute squirrel bag. I got this like wintry bag because of these dogs. How cute. And this one came with a little thread bed. And then when she sent me this, she accidentally sent me this one too. And so I contacted her and I was like, hey lady, there's an extra bag in there. And she was like, don't, you know, my bad, don't worry about it, just keep it. So that was very nice of her. And then one more wintry type bag. I've got a couple of winter projects that I wanted to have bags for. Boxes and sweaters. Cute. Cute, cute. I love her bags. Yes, I love making my own bags, and I love her bags too. I placed an order with Farmhouse Flossies and such. Again, my friend Hannah had been showing these on her channel. I think she's got like one of all of them, or more than one of some of them. And they are beautiful. And so I joined the Facebook group and I placed my first order, and so it looks like she sent along this cute little needle minder. And I haven't used any of these yet, but I am anxious to do so. This is Black Cat. I really like this. I might need more of that. These are 10-yard skeins, and I want to say they're $3.50 a piece, plus shipping. This is Sooty Santa. Beautiful. This is Vintage Green. And I think I want more of this too. This is Deep Pines. That's a really pretty green. These are all I think they're looking a little bit lighter on the screen than they are in real life, but that's really pretty. I got the Kitten Stitcher Halloween box, and I'll show you what was in there. I did get it with the kit. And there was a little snafu when I got my box. The kit wasn't in there, and so I reached out to Teresa, and she immediately, it was like 2 days later, it was at my house immediately. So the kit went with this Plum Street pattern called Grimm's Haunt. And it came with the DMC, the overdyes, this trim from Lady Creates called Mingo, and this fabric. It's a 36 count, and I think it's in R&R. When I ironed it last night, yeah, Patriots Brew. I could smell coffee, and I was like, this must be R&R. Also in her box was, can't see who this is by. This is From the Cauldron chenille trim. Some stickers. From Kathy Barrick, some labels, some stitching labels. From the Bee Company, it's called Witch Village, and I guess you can do this as an embroidery or as a cross stitch. So this is what the front looks like. It's got these wooden buttons, and here's like the 2 different options for that. I've done one of their projects before. I also got it from Teresa. This is how it turned out. This little house. That was fun and different. I got this Ghosts and Goblins by the Scarlet House. I'm not sure that I will keep this one. I don't know, this one is quite my style. But this one was, this is Witch Hazel by La Di Da. And I actually, this might be the winner for me for the box. Between this one and the next one. So it was that, and then also this great one by Hello from Liz Matthews, called The Pumpkin House. And Liz is great. And I now have a few different charts that ask you to combine 2 pieces of linen. Oh, hang on. Sorry if my hand was all up in your face there for a second. I low battery mode. And I really want to try that, so I don't know. This one's really cute. I have to see what that blue is. That's gorgeous. And then also, lastly, in the box was this little guy here. Little pumpkin. He's got a little candy bucket, I guess. This came from Primitives by Kathy in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Just not too far from here. So that was everything that was in the Kitten Stitcher box. I placed an order with Top Knot Stitcher Shop, Abby, because she posted these on her Instagram, I think. These are little scissor holders. This one's got a pair in it. These are cute. I wanted to see how these were made. Because I like having scissors in my project bag sometimes, but they need to be in scissor jail. And so I wanted to see how these were created. Those were cool. And then also from her, I got this fairy wool in the wood called I Miss You. I've done her other pattern that's like this. It's hanging up in there. Maybe if I can, I'll put a picture in what that looks like. I got this Precious Littles chart from Heartstring. And a piece of 20 count vintage country mocha. You know what you love. On Creative Poppy, I got this pattern, Fall Rainstorm, by that designer. How cute is that? A girl, her umbrella, and her dog. This is from Mama Witch X Stitch, right? It's called We Are Fine. This has definitely got big Megan and Aaron vibes. And then I was going through and I've just like in my files on my phone, I've got patterns that I've never printed or stitched or whatever, like this little pocket ghost, little crow. Did everybody see how pretty her Haunted Library salve turned out? It was gorgeous. And I found this sampler in there too. This is Mary Jane Fry, 1861, reproduced by Amanda Rowe, the Solitary Stitcher. I think this was like a charity chart for prostate cancer, maybe. So I printed that out too, because it was just hanging out in there. From the Kiwi House on Facebook, I got this Artful Offerings chart. It's called With a Grateful Heart. I like that a lot. I would probably not stitch the words at the top. I like the birds. And I also got this pattern by Just Stitching Along. This is Sarah Ann Fernley, 1826. And I liked it because it has at the bottom verse is about the zodiac. And I thought that was interesting. I think I got this on Amazon. This little winter holiday Christmas lantern Mill Hill kit. I want to do that for a coworker. And then I've been watching Amy of Amy Loves Toad stitch the stocking, and I don't know who I want to stitch it for, but I just had to have it. Not for me, not for my family. I don't think anybody in my family. Somebody one day will be stocking worthy, and we'll get this. And then just a couple things that I got on like stash unloading, some 28 count. This is Country French Spring Meadow Green. I don't know. It's really soft. I like it. this Barrack Samplers Kingsford sampler. Homespun Elegance Party Cats. How funny are these? I want to do these right now. Ah! This Victoria Sampler Hearts of America series. This is the Maryland one, of course. Another one that I would like to make as a gift for another coworker. This is Let It Snow by Fairy Wool in the Wood. And this one came with this kind of scary looking metallic, I don't know. From Cinnamon Heart Needleworks, this is Christmas Moon. And then I think lastly, this is Cordelia Ransbury, 1847 by Samplers Remembered. And two things about this. Number one, I got it because I thought it was stitched on like a dark browny pink color, but it says here it's on Havana, and I don't know. I don't think that's what Havana looks like, is it? It's not pinky. This looks pinky to me. Either way, it's really pretty. And it's got some specialty stitches in it. And then I was also surprised when this came in the mail. The woman who sent it to me lived right down the street from my dad. How weird is that? So I think that's everything. Since I just split this, I'm not sure how long it'll be. I think it's going to be under an hour though. Like I said before, tomorrow is my birthday. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for that. I have no planned birthday start this year, and nothing is really, I don't know, nothing's really it right now. I'm feeling it right now. You know, there's a lot of good things that have happened in the last month or so, but there's been a lot of, you know, hard stuff too. And so it's just, you know, just challenging, I guess. I don't know. I'm starting to blather. I should probably go. All right, everybody. I hope everybody has been well, and thank you, and I love you, and goodbye.